just got out of Paramount's panel, and if you know anything about me, that's the one I was the most excited for. Why? Because we got footage of The Running Man. And the best thing that ever happened to me was I walked out of that panel, and someone looked at me and goes, "You were right about The Running Man." That's all I've been talking about, not only all week, but since the casting started to come out and everyone was talking about it. I'm in the middle of reading the book right now. I have about 75 pages left of it, and watching that trailer was so cool because I could pinpoint moments of the book that Edgar Wright and Michael Bacall put into that script. If you've read the book, you know what I'm about to talk about. If you haven't read the book, go read it and then you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a scene where Ben Richards, played by Glen Powell, is laying on a bed in just his underwear and a tank top, and he's slapping his ass and flipping off the camera, which is something that Ben does in the book. Because when he's filming stuff to send to the games, he does it in nondescript rooms and in outfits you can't really see what he's wearing. And he sometimes doesn't even put his face on camera because he's in disguise. And it's so cool. And I love it. And so getting to see the trailer for The Running Man, which just wrapped filming literally on Friday, to get to see that footage for someone like me was just so exciting because it is what I was the most excited about. I loved it. Coleman Domingo is really his game host. I know in the 80s movie it was Richard Dawson because, Richard Dawson hosted Family Feud, but Coleman's is kind of teetering between the two of Richard Dawson and almost Caesar Flickerman from the Hunger Games, where he is kind of really animated and there's a whole little dance number it looked like. I love Edgar Wright movies in general, so I really never second guessed what Edgar Wright could do, but I feel very vindicated watching that trailer in there because it is genuinely it looks like a really good adaptation of The Running Man. The last thing I'll say about The Running Man is one of my favorite parts of that book, and the part that really made me love Ben Richards and fall in love with him, is he's an asshole for most of this book, right? You don't I was why I wouldn't want to support this guy, what's going on? I would also not as an audience member watching The Running Man, but as a reader, I'm he is so mean to these people. And then he gets to one chapter when he's talking about how he met Sheila, his wife, who's played by Jamie Lawson in the movie, and he talks about falling in love with his daughter and the first time he saw Kathy, and it really changes who Ben Richards is because all of that anger is rooted in the fact that he can't really support his daughter and his wife, and it made me so happy to see little moments between Sheila and Ben and Kathy in the trailer. So I'm just really excited about The Running Man, which is no surprise because I've been talking about The Running Man. But like I said, I feel vindicated because the people have agreed with me about it after that trailer. We also got a nice little moment with Tom Cruise talking about Val Kilmer. He had us do a moment of silence and I cried because he said that he wanted everyone to kind of remember those cinematic moments that they had with Val Kilmer, and I grew up watching Val Kilmer movies, so it made me really emotional. He honored Christopher McQuarrie, and we got to see another Mission Impossible trailer, but for me, the highlight of this was Edgar Wright's The Running Man. Just so excited to see what that movie has in store.